That's it. Yay. Okay. Put this over here. But I didn't do my show name. Still in the studio. What the fuck? Welcome to the chat. Ah, man. Alright, why don't we do this? I didn't name the show. How y'all gonna know what it's about? Okay, capture moments as they happen. Flapjack. Ocean. Just bear with me, folks. Current events, entertainment, movies. Guess it's film, dudes, entertainment. Thumbnail, upload a thumbnail. Here we go. What's a good thumbnail? How about gay? It's not made for kids. No. Maybe. Feedback. Title and description language. English. Oh, come on, it's English. Title and description is in English. English United States. Date. Well, I've been on for 4 minutes now, and I'm waiting for people to come in because I want to discuss things with them. But it looks like I froze. So if I froze, well, that's because I was busy. I'll even take my glasses off because nobody's here yet. And I do have a lot to say about the subject of what happened at the Oscars. As soon as I fix my camera, I guess I should have done all this stuff behind scenes, but this is the first time I'm streaming to you, the general public. So what I want to do is discuss things. I want to talk about behavior in public. I want to talk about privileged Hollywood, people who have $350 million in the bank, but can't buy class. And how we have a false impression of the roles people play in Hollywood versus the actual person without the script and who the real person is. So I'm taking calls right now. You can reach me at the number on the screen, and I'm also ready to debate anybody who wants to come in with an opposite point of view and say, no, you're wrong, Greg. Whatever. I'm here and I'm ready to talk to you. I also did a podcast on the subject because, I mean, in the meantime, what I'll say is it's totally uncalled for. Will Smith realizes he never should have walked up on stage. Chris Rock was a consummate comedian. He made one poor taste joke about Jada's hair, which wasn't even that poor taste. I mean, ironically, what if she got the role of G.I. Jane 2? What if they actually made a sequel where she played a military woman who keeps their hair short? And, let's even talk about hair and hairstyles. Do you know how much money is spent? Do you know how many millions of dollars is paid for women of color and other women too, just regular, women of non-color or whatever on hair, as you'll notice, my hair is very short today because I got it haircut, but it's just hair. And if you want to change the style, you wear a wig or you get a weave. And I know there's a lot of stories I heard about people being ashamed because they can't control the hair loss, and it's a very touchy, sore subject. But that is not the case with Jada Pinkett Smith. If you go to her own video on TikTok, where she's doing a candid conversation about hair, her own hair. And I'll quote it loosely because I don't have the exact quote, but it was to the effect that I don't give two shits about, or no, she said two craps. I don't give two craps about what anybody think about my bald head, about this bald head of mine. She chooses to go short hair. Chris Rock came out. He sees Will Smith. He did a routine about how Javier Bardem is also nominated at the same time as Penelope Cruz. Because they're married, Bardem cannot win the Oscar because then there would be trouble at home. So he says he's hoping Will Smith will win. So, but then he sees Will Smith and Jada sitting, I guess, in his direct line of sight. He sees that Jada has very short hair, if any. I think her hair was shaved, if I recall. I've only seen it about 1 million times, and he says, Jada! And they work together in Madagascar, too. And who knows, maybe there was a little extracurricular activity going on there that Will Smith, I'll get to him, because the guy's a walking time bomb. Really, when you think about it. Jada has this show called Red Table Talk, where she and her husband, Will Smith, talked about how she had a dalliance, how she had a sexual affair with a guy named August Alsina, who, being an old white guy, I didn't even know who he was until I looked him up, and he's like a major rapper. The guy, but he was, at the time, he was Jaden, Will Smith's younger son's friend, 20 years old. Now, Jada, I imagine at that time, was in her late 40s. Mid-40s, whatever. The point is she did the cougar move on her son's best friend, August. Cougar, a married woman in her own house where I guess Will was out making a movie or maybe he was there. I don't know. But the point is they launched into what she called an entanglement. Okay? An entanglement as in, Alsina sings the song Entanglement, saying entanglement means we're entangled in the sheets. Talking about doing sexual activity. The things a man and a woman do together when they're naked and attracted to each other. And I don't blame him at all because, You cannot, it was not, there was no rape involved. I think, if anything, there was seduction involved. A la Mrs. Robinson, I do believe you're trying to seduce me. You know, The Graduate, Dustin Hoffman. Let me just drop names that most of the people watching don't even know. I'm waiting for people to come in. I would love anybody that cares to debate this with me. Because, okay, so that's the backstory. That Jada's a hoochie mama. No, that she's... Apparently they seem... I mean, Will Smith seemed relatively cool with it. In the sense that he wasn't exploding, he wasn't yelling and screaming at her during this very calm face-to-face table talk show that they were doing. He was just like, he wouldn't let her get away with calling it entanglement. He was pretty much saying, you know, come on, let's just be real about this. You were having sex with another man. Okay, but they decide at the very end, they say, bad marriage for life, and they fist bump. Bad Marriage, I guess, is a reference to him saying Bad Boys for Life, the movie he made with Martin Lawrence. I was going to say Martin Short, but that's a white guy. And that's Martin Lawrence, Bad Boys. So Bad Marriage for Life. They've been together 25 years. God bless them. And listen, you know, what two consenting adults decide to do within the sanctity of their marriage is entirely up to them. But, okay, what I will get to as a common man, I'm not a movie star. I'm a singer-songwriter, as you can tell by the guitars behind me. My impression of this Hollywood couple is that they are, well, I mean, it's not even an impression, it's reality. They get millions of dollars to pretend to be a character. Last year, Will Smith pretended to be Venus and Serena Williams' father, Richard Williams. King Richard, the film, which he won an Oscar for. And I'll get to that too, because that's where this whole thing went down. But my point was, I didn't look up how much he got paid to play Richard Williams, but I know it's in the millions. Now you say millions. There are people right now as we speak doing the most disgusting jobs. They're digging holes they're doing manual labor. They're cleaning toilets. They're unclogging septic tanks. Filthy, disgusting. There are women cleaning dirty hotel rooms. There are people, getting their hands dirty that don't even make a thousandth of what Will Smith got for being in one movie. Am I jealous? Am I resentful? You bet your ass I am. This other clown, Alec Baldwin, he got away with killing someone. He got away with killing, what's her name? Hutchins. I can't remember her first name now. It's terrible. Katrina Hutchins. But anyway, that's okay. Now I'm going off on a tangent. My point is, when you get used to being treated like, if Will Smith and Jada walked into a restaurant in Hollywood and let's say me and my lovely lady were waiting to get in, they would just breeze by us and be given the best seat. They would dump whoever was sitting in the best seats and, Mr. Smith, Mr. and this, allow me. They would probably get the meal comped. It would be free because just seeing them in the restaurant, they can use that as, Will and Jada eat here all the time. So, they get pampered. They're used to people kissing their ass all the time. They have assistants. This is my assistant. Let my assistant, personal assistants to do everything for them, schedule their meetings. Now, I'm just going to put my glasses on for a second because apparently this tells me when there are people in here. Oh, look at that. I had an audience of one. Thank you, one person, for coming in. All right, so I started this show because there's another guy doing a show, but obviously he's got an audience. I don't have an audience, but I'm going to get an audience eventually. So you're going to say, well, yeah, I missed a really good show because this guy touched on some really important points. And the points being that when you're privileged and you're used to people kowtowing to you and you're used to having everything, doors open. Now, Will Smith came from humble beginnings. He came from West Philadelphia. Okay, he was in an abusive relationship with his parent. Well, He watched his mother get abused by the father. Father apparently was physically struck the mother. And Will felt, well, in his own words, there's a book called Will where he talks about he felt like a coward because he didn't defend her. But a little kid, how do you expect him to defend him against a strong male character? Or, an abusive male. But in the very first page, he says, all these people you see me play, the alien destroyer, from Men in Black, they are constructs. Dennis Burke comes in. If you're talking about the slap, it's a fluke, I think. I don't know why, but Sean Wayans did an exact skit in 2000 MTV Music Awards. Dennis, I have to disagree there. It's not it wasn't staged. That was my first thought, though. I will give you that. My first thought, because, as a viewer, they took out the sound. So I said, oh, he slapped him. Oh, that's got to be a setup. They're going to do a comedic thing. And I was content with that until I saw they took the sound out. But I was able to read Will's lips because, he said it very clearly. And he said, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And I read that. And once I read that, oh, this isn't staged because he can't drop the F-bomb. You can't drop the F-bomb. And then he didn't say it just once. He said it twice. When Will Smith said, oh, I will. Not Will. When Chris Rock said, oh, I will. And the cool thing about Rock is he started to say, he could go off. He could have gone off on Jada at that point. He could have made tons of other jokes about their shaky marriage. But he didn't. He took the high road. But the fact that, Smith, and the cool, there are a lot of people that say it could have been staged. So you think it's a coincidence Shawn Wayans did a Chris Rock impersonation on 2000 getting slapped by a fake P. Diddy? Well, good point. No, you're bringing up a good point. I would have to watch the video. And then that makes it okay. I would tend to think, okay, that would make it more likely and more feasible, possible, except for the aftermath. Will Smith announced last night that he is resigning from the Academy. A respected actor in Hollywood, an Oscar winner, does not resign from the Academy, does not publicly admit that he misbehaved. You can't, okay, you could say, well, but it was on April 1st. So maybe he's going to say April Fools. Time will tell. But go ahead, wait, you're saying something else there. Load it up. Let's discuss this. You want me to, I want to load it up. I want to, but I lack the technical ability. No, I don't. I got the computer right in front of me. The thing is, I'm streaming, and if I go into OBS, I don't know if you'll see. OBS. Well, I got to change my screen in real time, but I'm going to do it. Let's do it. Let's go to the videotape. Just bear with me for a second here. All right, I'm going to go over here in the corner, and then what I will do is I'll come up. It's the MTV 2000, right? 2000 MTV. Chris. Up there's Will Smith. Wait. Never see another goodie bag again. That's Will. We'll get back to that. That's Will Smith actually admitting. Oops, I'm back to live streaming. Let me get another. I'm going to bear with me, Dennis, because you've raised a really cool point, and I want to check this out myself. All right, here we are in internet land. YouTube. So I will type Chris Rock. Wait, Chris Rock. You said it was a 2000 MTV award? And Dan Wayans, or one of the Wayans? I'll just put Wayans, because I didn't hear which one you said. I could read it again. Hit Chris Rock MTV Awards, ha ha ha. Yeah, this looks like it might have been it. So let's take a look. Turn it up. No, that was 2015. I don't think this is it. It might be. Let me get to it. 2000.
Welcome to the 1999 MTV Video Music Awards.
Okay, MTV Video. Good. There's Chris Rock.
Welcome. That's right.
Where's where he slaps him, though?
The Metropolitan Opera, that's right.
I don't think that's it. Okay, it's going to take MTV Vimas. Where are you? Where are you guys? Now, see, I lost the chat because I'm in the other thing. I know this looks pretty unprofessional, but all right, let me see. Slap by Diddy. Chris Rock slap by Diddy. Rappers, Diddy comments, Tyson. Now, see, I'm not going to find it, man. I'm not going to. I really do want to see it now, though. Where are you? Where are you, dude? I forgot what page you're on. What page I'm on. Where am I? Oh, this is great. Live streaming. Here we go. It's funny, though. No, that's not it. Yeah, okay, but let me see. What did you say? 2000 MTV Music Awards. Yeah, that's not it. This is, look up Shawn Wayans 2000 MTV. Oh, it's Shawn Wayans. Oh, okay. All right, good. Thank you. All right, let's do that. Shawn Wayans MTV Award. Shawn Wayans as Chris Rock MTV Awards. Let's find it. We're going to find it now. Here we go. Maybe. Chris Rock MTV Awards, Shawn Wayans, Chris Rock impression. Let's try that one. Here we go. Here we go. My computer's... Oh, he's doing a good job.
Here tonight, another last year's winners. We got the Backstreet Boys.
He's doing a really good Chris Rock.
What? 1999. A new album out, a new song.
Great delivery.
I did it again.
Sounds just like
He did it
Chris.
again. He did it again, y'all.
Sounds just like Chris. There's Will Smith. Uh-oh. They cut to Will Smith. You see it?
That's Cisco.
You got me thinking now, bro.
Destiny Child here tonight. That's right. Got the new hit song. Say my name, say my name. What name? Every time I learn it, man, kick the out the throat. I say your name.
He's doing a great job. Wow.
That's right. Jay-Z, Jigga, the Jigga Man, Jigga what? Jigga who? Jigga you mention rap without talking about my man P. Diddy. P. Diddy.
Here we go. Here we go.
Puppy Cone. Got a little bit of trouble this year, huh? Got in some trouble. Well, and hired Johnny Cochran. You didn't hire Johnny Cochran, you just sampled OJ's defense team. Speaking of OJ, OJ is in the news again, trying to make a comeback, promote his new website. OJ with a website, what the is going on? And you know the address, www.//
Oh, man. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Okay, let's stop right there. Dude, you got a really good point. Wait a second, where am I? I forgot what channel I'm on. Welcome to the I don't know what I'm doing channel. Here we go. Dude, you're right. You found it. That is it. There, I'm watching TV. Oh, you're going to see my behind the scenes. You ain't supposed to see that. But Dennis Burke, I applaud you, man. You did find some video gold. And again, now Will Smith said it himself. He said it incorrectly though. He said art imitates life. In this case, what he meant was life imitates art, because he, being the crazy dad, was imitating the art, which was the film of him playing a crazy dad. However, now this is definitely life imitating art. This is Chris Rock imitating Sean Wayans, who was imitating Chris Rock, who was imitating P. Diddy slapping Chris Rock. My mind just blew. And I can't even because what that makes me wonder about is who I am. Who am I? No, it's not. Let me see here. You don't need to see all this behind the scenes. So I'm going to increase the size of my head. Increase your head size. Put that there for now, I guess. However, and when they're sitting on them with that giant butt, the camera goes to the butt. That's crazy. Now, where was I? I was saying it is twilight. We're in the twilight zone at this point, because I agree. That blows my mind. I did not see that. I was not aware of that. Thank you for pointing that out. And because then you have to say, well, maybe it was staged. But I would say the maybe. I would give it the benefit. I mean, I would raise the possibility, except for the fact that Will didn't look like he was playing. And then you say, well, the man's an actor. He won Best Actor award. Well, why is the question? Low ratings, finding out the Oscars are worldwide, debunking racism? I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, good. That's what I mean. To what end? To take attention away from Ukraine being invaded by Russia, to boost the Oscar ratings? Because let's consider each possibility. Boosting the Oscar ratings next year. I imagine Oscar ratings will probably be double what they were this year. Everybody watching to see if anybody's going to lose their shit, if somebody's going to go slap somebody on stage. When you know it's not going to happen, because, I mean, who would dare do that? So, okay, Oscar ratings, that's a possibility. Racism, no, because if you see on Twitter this year, what do they call that? One of the tweet, it's a stream. No, what do they call it when there's a tweet? When what was trending? A trending tweet was Oscars So Black. It was produced by a black man. The crew was black. You know, they overcompensated for the Oscars So White. They bent over backwards to show that they were not racist, that they were not dismissive, or what's the word? Race, that they weren't excluding blacks. They had a good representation. So I don't get, like, they didn't end racism. If anything, the danger was that it illustrated black on black crime. You know, I mean, Chris is black, Will Smith is black, Jada is black. You know, the players involved were black. And I got to make reference to Questlove, who is also black. Questlove, I mean, Chris Rock was there to award Best Documentary. Questlove, labor of his love, was The Summer of Soul. And lo and behold, that's the award he received for Best Documentary, which was all about blacks being overlooked because it was the summer of Woodstock, and here's all this footage that sat around unnoticed, and, you know, they were doing a thing up in Harlem. So there's a guy that got eclipsed by the incident. So it's lose-lose. Because worldwide people are down talking with Smith, even in different languages. Yeah, okay, but that's the question, the worldwide thing. Yeah, that's 100. Black on black is a question too, but it's so many questions that its ratings went up. Yeah, all right, sure, because, okay, immediately following the slap, I'm sure everybody got on the phone to anybody. Hey, are you watching? Here's the conversation. Hey, man, what's up? You watching the Oscars? No, I'm not. Oh, you got to turn it on, man. Will Smith just came up on stage and slapped Chris Rock in the face. You got to turn it on, man, because he's still there. They didn't throw him out, and he's up for Best Actor. In about 20 minutes, they're gonna announce Best Actor, and if he wins, it's gonna be bugged out. So, you know, and immediately, I'm sure, just like my viewing here on this live stream that I'm doing, which just doubled. I have twice the audience I had when I started. That's what happened. I'm sure of that, and that's all well and good. It's money. Follow the money, but I want to zero in on Will and Jada Smith. Will Smith, top of the game, did later that night win Best Actor. Okay, when you win Best Actor, I don't know what his end game goal is. His long-term plan is, I would assume, is to continue acting, is to get more scripts, do more films. You know, he's already played a famous person. He played Muhammad Ali. I think he was nominated, but he didn't get it for Ali. He's been in some iconic roles, and he's very likable on screen. But there's the distinction that I opened the show with, is that people tend to think that the actors and actresses are the characters they portray, that's their personality, when in reality it's not. And I could find another video if we want to go look at a video while I got you here. I could open up the video. Let me do it real quick. Okay, let's go back to the videotape. But here, I gotta adjust my thingy. I don't like you guys seeing my behind the scenes. It seems unprofessional, but I do want to show you this video. No, that's me. I mean, this is Will Smith's apology video right here. And I will play that later. But right now, no, that's not it. No, the Shawn Wayans, I gotta mark that, man. I gotta save that one to really funny. I will save that to extremely funny. Do I have an extremely funny? I'll just put funny. Let's make a funny. Funny. Now bear with me, because what I'm about to show you, you may never have seen this video. But I will show you. Will Smith slaps reporter. Have you ever seen this one? This was, apparently he was promoting some film. Will Smith, some years, in 2012, there he is. Yeah, let's get past that. All right, this guy, there he is. Okay, did you see that? All right, the guy, he's European, and Europeans generally greet each other. Let me stop. Europe, you see, this is a European report. I'm pointing with my finger. I guess I should point over here. Right? Am I pointing in the right place? I don't know. The guy is embracing Will Smith. Now, Will Smith is on a press line. You know, when you're promoting a film, there's the gauntlet of cameras, reporters with microphones. This particular reporter embraces Will and gives him the European greeting, which is a kiss. Europeans kiss each other on both cheeks. Granted, it's kind of, you know, it's a little too personal for an actor. So he kissed him. All right, boom. Now, okay, he gave him a quick backhand smack. I mean, it was hardly, it wasn't like, here, there's Will, the infamous smack, you know. Now, what's the difference? It was a quick smack. But Will realizes everybody's watching. So here we go. So they're screaming because it's Will Smith. Now I wanted to get to the point. Here we go.
Oh, man, what the hell is your problem?
This is a boom. There you go. There's Slappy Smith.
Hey, sorry.
Hey,
kiss me in my mouth.
Kiss me in my mouth.
Okay, lucky I ain't sucker punching.
He's lucky I ain't sucker punching. There, that's a direct quote from Mr. Will Smith. $350 million in the bank. Will Smith, he's lucky I didn't sucker punch him. Oh, we got more people in here. Maybe he wanted out. There you go. I was just going to get to that. Dude, you must be, because there, that, excellent point. Excellent point. Let me put the screen back right. Backward. Hi, it's me. Look, there's me talking to me. Hi, me. I want to discuss that further. You hit on a really excellent point. And let's get back to it. Wait, now I don't even know where I am. Where am I? You want to see my email? No, wait a second. What do I do to get rid of that? I close it. No, then you'll see my. What was it? Where was I before this? All right, I guess I was here. Here's good. No, because now you're seeing my whole desktop. Screw it. No, but that's embarrassing. I don't want you to see my desktop. What do you see? What do you see? What do you say? All right, here's what I'll do. I'll put this here so we can see the chat. I'm going to see the chat. So, but then when this gets recorded, you'll see two sets of chat. But who cares? You know, I'll get the hang of it. This is my first full-length live stream. I'm only going to go about a half hour more. But Dennis Burke. Dennis, good point. Good point. And I want to, maybe he wanted out. Maybe he wanted out. If he wanted out, that's a good way to get out because he essentially committed career suicide. I don't know where I'm going to put this. Will Smith had, okay, as a man, as a guy, we're guys, right? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to assume, and I don't want to insult you if you think I'm saying you're not a guy. But you know what I mean? Like these days, you don't know. People call themselves a guy. I'm a guy. I'm halfway. I'm a guy on weekends. I'm gender fluid. I'm transmission fluid. My point is, as a guy, heat of the moment, I myself have personally been angry. I personally have felt anger. and now I'm 62, all right? I'm a little old. I know I seem younger, but in my 20s, and that's the other thing I want to point out. In your 20s, you pull shit like that. In your 20s, I had a reputation for being a hothead. I know it's hard to believe, but I was considered a hothead. I would go off, you know. It took very little to get me riled up. I'm not proud of that at all. I think, you know, it's bad genetics, bad upbringing, mental illness. Now, but that's the thing, and I was in my 20s. Will Smith, I believe, is 57. No, I think Chris Rock's 57. Will Smith is 53, half a century. Wait, you're saying stuff and I can't read it because I took my glasses off. What'd you say? Look up Will Smith teaches fake smacks. Yeah, no, I saw that one. You think it's fake. You think the truth will come out why they put so much into a fake smack. The only way they could recover and call this fake now is by saying that it was all part of a film. The only way. Because Chris Rock hasn't elaborated. That was the other thing, though. They did mention the LAPD. The LAPD were there. The LAPD they asked to speak directly to Chris Rock, and they told him he had the option that if he chose to file assault charges, that they were ready, willing, and able to handcuff Will Smith and lead him out of the theater. And from what I know about the LAPD, you know, you give a cop a chance to handcuff a black man who's got $350 million in the bank. It's going to take very little for that cop, white, black, whatever color. He's a cop. What do you, top detective? What do they pull in a year? A top detective, 80,000, 100,000. I'm talking before bribes, before confiscating illegal cocaine that they grab at a bus, robbing someone's house, you know, before all that. 80 grand. So you're looking at a guy that they would be happy to have hauled Will Smith, and embarrassingly as possible, he could have been kicking and screaming, haul him right the hell out of there. So, and that's a reality. That's the reality of the law. Now, the Academy, they couldn't backpedal fast enough about, well, why didn't, this is what really gets to me. Why didn't you remove him from the building? Well, we did ask Mr. Smith to leave, but he refused. Could you imagine you're in a nightclub and you're drunk, you're acting like an asshole, and some big bouncer comes up to you, oh, you gotta leave, man. I ain't leaving. Oh, okay, then I'll go sit down. No, you don't ask. When you want somebody ejected, let's say it wasn't Will Smith. Let's say it was one of the seat, which a perfect example. There was a woman, it's called a seat filler. Seat fillers are just, they move them. If the star gets up to go to the bathroom, you stick a seat filler there. So there's not an empty seat. They caught a seat filler with her phone taking a selfie. Now, a white woman taking a selfie because she was all excited. She's in the Oscar theater. Threw her right out. Get out. Get out. They didn't hesitate. And if she said, I'm not leaving, you know what they would have said? They would have had 4 gorillas come in, pick her up by the arms and legs, and literally, physically throw her out. All right, so then it says, something smells fishy to me. I thought the law, you can't put your hands on someone if they press charges or not. Okay, well, now you're getting into the law. I'm pretty sure detectives will put their hands on you if you're accused of a crime and you resist arrest. If you resist arrest, they'll jump on you. They'll tell that to a cop who pull. How many stories do we see every day about cops that pull somebody over? How about the people? I saw one. A guy wouldn't get out of his car. So that was a black fellow. Wouldn't get out of his car. Wouldn't give his license or registration. First, I want to know what you're pulling me over for. Cops calls for backup. 2 other cop cars pull, and they're all white cops. The guy, the black fellow, rolled his window up. The cop took a motorcycle helmet, smashed through the window, opened the door, pulls the guy, and the guy was big, but you got 10 cops, they're going to dogpile on him. This is the reality. This is the world we live in. All right, so let's get past that. Where was I? We were talking about, you say it smells fishy. I think you're mistaking that for Jada. No, that was wrong. I apologize. That was just poor taste. And that's me. I'm just poor taste. Let's get to Jada. We dissected a little bit of Chris Rock. Chris Rock is a hell of a guy. Let me give you a little background about myself. I used to do stand-up comedy. I used to produce shows in New York City in the early 90s. I did stand-up at a place called Stand Up New York. I was scheduled to go on one night doing my stand-up. Lo and behold, who comes in and bumps me from my spot? Chris Rock. Chris Rock. Here I am, Greg Nobody, getting ready to do his 5-minute spiel on Stand Up New York. The manager doesn't even say anything to me, just it's Chris Rock, so he's going to go on stage. And he does. And he does he did a halfway decent set, but he was trying new material. So he did one thing. At that time, Scott Peterson, I don't know if you remember the name, but he killed his wife and she was pregnant. So, and then he pretended it was an accident or whatever, and he got arrested. And, so Chris Rock did a bit about, I'm not saying what Scott Peterson did was right, but I understand. Didn't go over well in the room at all. Total silence, because comedians can make poor taste jokes that fail. The difference is if they fail, somebody's not going to come in and slap them on the face, So, you insulted womanhood. Oh, I'm going to slap you. You can't get up. You don't hit the comedian. You don't hit perform. Look, you go to a Broadway play. You go to see Hamilton. Maybe the guy sings a song that you don't, he's criticizing Aaron Burr and you're an Aaron Burr fan. That does not give you the right to run up on stage and hit him. Oh, you're insulting Aaron Burr. I'm going to slap you. I slap you. I slap you. You don't do it. It's just the fourth wall. It's invisible, but you never cross the fourth wall. Will Smith cross, and So, all right. So I'm going off on a lot of tangents, but what I wanted to say is Chris Rock is a stand-up kind of kid. I'm a guy, really sweet fellow. And I'll tell you, an example is if you saw Wanda Sykes' interview, she said that after the Oscars, Chris Rock saw Wanda at a party. He ran up to Wanda Sykes, because they're personal friends, and he said to her, "I'm so sorry." And she said, "What are you apologizing to me for?" And he said, "This was your night. This was your night, and what happened just overshadowed and it ruined it. And I'm so sorry." And that's a real, genuine person. So to go back to your thinking it's fishy, yes and no. Yes, coincidentally, it does seem very similar to the Shawn Wayans, who, by the way, did a fantastic Chris Rock impersonation, to the event 22 years ago. However, I think because of all the people involved, because of the collateral damage, I don't believe it was staged. Nobody benefits. Because, okay, let's get to Will Smith and Jada. Okay, because I want to go back to that red table thing. So they admit they have an open marriage, but Will doesn't seem too cool about it being open. You know, maybe he was, we don't know what women he was seeing while she was doing it with August Alsina. I'm sorry, Mr. Alsina. I didn't even know the guy existed till a few days ago, but he's got some good raps. Somebody else came in. Mike, hitting a comedian is a low act. Absolutely, Mike. It's not even, it's just not done. It's just, you don't hit the comedian, you heckle. I did comedy. I've got people yelling shit, "Get off the stage, you suck." You know, you deal with it. You just say, "Oh, not as well as your mother." You know, I mean, granted, it's not easy being a comedian in a club, in a club, and I say comedy club, because here's what a comedy club exists for: to sell you drinks. Oh, yeah, but no, they put comics on stage. Yeah, comics are what gets you into the club. You want to come and you want to laugh. But if you sit there just laughing and not buying drinks, they toss your ass out. In New York City especially, you got to buy them drinks. You got to keep drinking. And what happens when you're drinking? Well, you get less inhibited. So now you're in a club, you're drinking. This guy is in a movie on stage. These are real guys and women. They're real. They're up there on stage, and they've got so much going through their head. Like, I got to do well. I got to stand out. Because 10 comedians go up in a comedy club. Do you remember any of their names, unless it's a headliner? Do you remember any? Here comes Black Man, and he might be really funny. But you don't remember the guy. Oh, that guy, you know, the guy that did the thing about, you know, when you go to the airport and it's crowded. You know, you never remember the guy or the woman unless they're a headline, unless they did something that was really funny. But the tangent I went off on is that when you're at a club and you've been drinking, there are some people who get verbal diarrhea, or they're frustrated comedians in their seats. So now they're going to think they're going to get some attention by challenging the comedian, by yelling things. And, you know, once or twice the comic will have a comeback and he'll usually make them look stupid. But if they keep doing it, it's up to the club security to get that person out, to just get them. You're out of here. No excuses, no refunds, get the hell out of here. And that's rightfully so, because there's 100 people in a club. If you got one asshole, he's disrupting the enjoyment of 99 audience members who paid good money, and they're buying their drinks and they're not yelling shit. I've seen it happen time and time again. And unfortunately, that's just the nature of people who can't control their booze. You know, sometimes it's very funny. Other times it's just, it's when it's a distraction from the show continuing, don't do it. Let me read what you said. Zapping de quesos. Facts. Thank you, Zapping. Welcome to my show. You know, I started this whole show to make money, but I don't even know how to ask for money. Like, I don't really mean that, but I saw this other guy. He was doing it. He's doing a show. He's a black guy he calls himself El Guapo. And he's in there, and once I figure out the technicals, he's launching missiles when people spend the money. And I'm like, isn't it ironic? You're talking about being nonviolent, but every time somebody pays him something, he launches missiles at them, or he has Kim Kardashian's. He's got it going on. So I said, well, damn, man, I should make some money. But anyway, it's not about the money. It's just about getting this off my mind, you know, and performing because I love to perform. So Jada made their life more average by actually stating money don't stop cheating. It's not Jada. Will knows and stays, which means, yeah, okay, Okay, good point. And I will address that. I am from France, but shout out to you. Ah, yeah. Oh, well, bonjour. Oh, it must be late in France right now. It's, I should say bonsoir. Bonsoir. I speak French. Exactly. Money does not make a man an alpha. Yeah, that's what I want to get to now. That's what I want to talk about: alpha male versus beta male versus gamma and delta males. I don't know. That sounds like fraternities, but Will Smith chose to stay with Jada after she admitted having sex with her son's friend, August Alsina. There are pictures of them together. And her defense essentially was, well, we were on a break. I mean, that's all, at that point we were separating. We weren't sure we were going to continue. And all well and good, except you stayed. Because a lot of men would, at that point, would just say, look, it's not going to work anymore. I don't really want sloppy seconds. I don't want to share you with other men. Not for me. Will Smith chose to stay. And if you stay in a relationship that challenges your sense of self, your sense of masculinity, you're one of two things. A cuckold? Wait, that's the second thing. The first thing is a better man than me, because I ain't gonna put up with that shit. But if you're the cuckold personality, and they are there, we know they're there. A cuckold, there are men that will be present, that get turned on by watching their wife get it on with another man or men. As a joke, this guy said, I threw my wife a bukkake party. Everybody came. And I don't even know if that's permissible. Like now I might get a strike and somebody might shut my show off. But bonsoir, yeah. You see what I'm saying, though? So that calls into question Will Smith's real life character. My hair is, forgive the way I look. This was spontaneous. I didn't shave. I didn't do my hair. I don't have hair and makeup set up yet. I have to hire someone. I'll put in a Craigslist ad. But you see what I mean? Now that calls into question. And then, okay, enough. We spent a lot of time on Chris and we spent time on Will Smith. Let's spend a little time on Jada Pinkett Smith. What do we know about Jada Pinkett Jezebel? We know that she craves attention. And you know how we can know she craves attention? Let's go to the video. Shall we? Let's take a trip back into my computer. Where is it? Where I gotta shrimp this down. Let me shrimp this down, to use the technical phrase. And I just want to show you something. Well, I mean, you've probably seen it by that's well. Let me just do this. Let's go to Google and type in Jada Oscar gown. There you go. I just want to show you something. Okay, there you go. There we go. Look at this. Look at that freaking gown, huh? This is what she wore to the Oscars. Now, it's a good thing it wasn't brown, because this freaking, this tail over here would look like a large excrement. I know that's a cruel thing, and it's tacky to say that, but what I mean is, what shouts look at me more than this Matrix looking? I mean, a really nice bodice over here. And look at her face. I mean, I can't knock her. The woman is beautiful. Jada is beautiful. Hair, no hair. She's a beautiful woman. But the dress screams. The dress screams, I want your attention. Attention, all eyes on me. To quote the Tupac Shakur song title. And I'll get back to Tupac in a second, because, as you know, Jada has a picture of herself and Tupac Shakur, who she laments having had a relationship with. So, what was I going to say? I forgot. Oh, we're talking about Jada now. Look at this eyebrow. I hate when I'm going to shave my damn eyebrows. But anyway. What kind of woman? A woman that wants the attention. A woman that's not shy about having attention paid. She's an actress, number one. Or actor, if you want to. She's a woman who has appeared in films Nothing major. She's not a major star. She's never been nominated for an Oscar. Most of her roles have been supporting characters. Not to knock her. I think she's very talented. As I said, I think she's a very beautiful woman, too, very attractive. Will Smith chose to stay with her. They got a relationship. They've been together 25 years. They have 2 children, Jaden and Willow. So, but the fact that she said she didn't give 2 craps about what anybody thought about her bald head, and then got very offended when Chris Rock made G.I. Jane 2. Can't wait to see it. At that point, Will Smith could have done one of many things. The one thing he could have done is nothing. Sat there, he was laughing, as a matter of fact. If you go to the video, you see it. The first when he heard, he's until, and they didn't show a camera, but here's what I imagine. Here's Will. And he looks over and sees Jada. She's not laughing. Jada made a side eye like, oh, I got to go through this because he made a hair joke about me. Now, Will Smith sees Jada and it's like, uh-oh, it's going to be mighty quiet home tonight unless I do something. But if he did nothing, what he could have done also, and I'll get to the conversation here, but I got to read it. But the other thing he could have done is he could have consoled her. He could have put his hand on her hand, as husbands do to wives, and say, it's Chris Rock. He didn't mean nothing by it. Don't let it upset you. It's really nothing. You know, a consolatory thing. All right, so what are we saying over here? Yes, he laughed. Yes, Mike made a good point. We can learn from Will Smith's behavior. He was trying to win back his wife after all that built-up pressure. Yeah, okay. We can learn that that's not how you build back. You don't win your wife back by, look, this is what I'm going to go slap that guy, huh? I did that for you, baby. Aren't you impressed? Ha ha. That's, if anything, that's a punk move. It's really because it's not the time and it's not the place. I started to mention if you're in a comedy club, you're drinking. Here you are at the most esteemed awards show. I mean, of the year. They hype it to death. ABC, the Oscars, Hollywood's biggest night. Everybody's dressed to the nines. They're all, everybody's there. There are so many people there to just get their awards. Look, Coda, the deaf guy won an Oscar. You know, there are people, they're all there to it's pretty much, it's a circle jerk. It's a love fest. Everybody's there to pat each other on the back. Great. Oh, I'm so honored to be included with the rest of you. And, you know, everybody has to be gracious when they lose. Oh, I'm just happy that I was nominated along with my esteemed colleagues. So, you know, and then to turn it into, you know, Chris Rock did a routine about when you go to the movies. He says, now what kind of guy brings a gun to a movie and then shoots the gun at the screen? Here's a movie, I'm going to shoot the screen. Or as we go to the movies, isn't it, there's those people that talk to the screen or talk to each other. You don't do that because you're disrupting it for everyone else. Will Smith ruined it for everyone else. That night with his action. Slapping and then adding insult, because the slap wasn't that offensive. Because number one, he didn't catch Chris Rock very hard. Chris rolled with it, if you'll notice, so it probably grazed him. Because it didn't rock his head. It kind of, like he saw it and he ducked away from it. And that's good. I'm not saying it should have. But what I'm saying is, what offended me more than the slap was what the keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. And then Chris said, I will. He said, yeah. And then he repeated it, but this time it's like there was a director in his head telling him, well, we need one more take on that, but this time could you emphasize the word fucking? He's like, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. The second time, more emphasis on the word fuck. So you see what I'm saying? And that offended me more because I thought there are children watching. There are people that just don't care for that type of language watching. Vulgar, you know, call me old-fashioned, but saying fuck in a big ceremony like that is not cool. It's really not cool. You know, I mean, it's low. It brings it to the gutter. He wants to show the whole world that he's a real man because of the rumors of homosexuality, I think. Okay. And then you opened another zapiga. You opened another can of worms. if we want to discuss masculinity versus sexuality, if there's a rumor that Will Smith is a homosexual, I didn't even know about that. That's a new can of worms. And then your mistake now with this enlightened phase, that homosexuality is a lack of masculinity. And that's really not the case these days. I mean, I've seen homosexual guys that are totally ripped, these bulky, ripped. So it's no longer a question of your manhood. And then there's bisexuals, which means you're doing it with both, whatever. I'm not passing judgment there. I'm passing judgment about poor conduct in a public venue, that not only for you, but because it spoils it for everyone else. Like Questlove. Questlove got an Oscar. Biggest event, it's like acknowledgement of all the work he put into Summer of Soul. Kind of fell by the wayside. Did you hear people the next day talking about, hey, Questlove won for Summer of Soul? The only person I saw that said that was Jimmy Fallon. And Jimmy Fallon, because Questlove plays as his house band. So, of course, he had to congratulate him. But everywhere else, all the news outlets, they haven't been talking about Questlove's win. They've been talking about the slap. The slap heard round the world. The slap. Slaptacular. So, and then yesterday, Will Smith resigned. He did the right thing. He resigned from the Academy. I mean, that's kind of the right thing. Yeah, it's an honorable thing to get the hell out. And he did admit publicly that he behaved poorly, error in judgment, needs to work on himself, seek counseling. I don't know. I think also that later on that night that when he accepted the Oscar, that was the other thing that bothered me, is that he wasn't thrown out of there. Wait, let me interact. Okay, exactly. Yeah, sure, you're right. Okay. The other, I did want to point out that when the speech, I'm not going to play it, but the speech when he got the Oscar for Best Actor, it was 6 minutes. I counted. I used my time. No, I played the YouTube video and it said 6 minutes. In the speech, he said, God, this was a time where, and the tears came spilling out, and they're genuine emotion. You're overwhelmed at long last. You've been in the business 30 years or whatever, and finally, you're getting the highest praise you can get, which is an Academy Award. But in the speech, he said, God, I'm at a time in my life, and I'm paraphrasing, but this is approximately what he said. I'm at a time of my life where God has called upon me to lead my people, to be a river, to be a vessel of love. And I'm like, whoa, hold on there, Moses. To lead my people. Is Martin Luther King all of a sudden? Or is it maybe he had that in his head, like that's the next role I'm going to play? Dude, God, okay, I'm an atheist, okay, number one. So God didn't call anybody, okay? God's away from the phone. But it's just so pretentious to say that you have personally been selected by the creator of the universe as a role model for your people. And, I'm a white guy. I don't say my people. They don't belong to me. I'm an individual. Will Smith cannot speak for all of black folks, for all of African Americans. He can't. He cannot. Who can? Nobody can. Everybody speaks for themselves. He's not a representative. And if anything, how pompous and how contradictory and hypocritical is it to say I'm a vessel of love after you just smacked the brother in the face over the most bullshit, lame-ass joke? You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So the speech really bothered me. And then, and they cut to the Williams family, Venus and Serena, and they looked embarrassed. They looked like, oh my God, this guy's supposed to be our father. And the actors and actresses that were in the film, everybody, it tainted them all with his ill behavior. So are you still there? You're still with me? I don't know. I am glad I did the show. I'm glad that I gotta thank Dennis Burke for coming in and pointing out the Sean Williams thing. But I have to, with everything we've looked at and everything we've discussed, I have to say, I do not think it was staged. If it was staged, it was some pretty major April Fool's prank. You said something else? Who else? Mike, it was not the joke itself. Yeah, it was not the joke itself. No. Well, would you want to elaborate on that? Because the joke was an excuse. And that's the other thing. Okay, all right, so the speech indicates where he felt he was. I'm on top of the world. I am now chosen by God to lead my people. I mean, delusional much? Because that's delusions of grandeur right there. Really, nobody asked you, Will. And what I felt bad for are little kids. Anybody who idolizes Will Smith. Because now you go to school, and maybe the teacher says something like, you look like you slept in your clothes. Let's just say, because the teacher used to say that to me a lot. You look like you slept in your clothes, Tommy. Now, Tommy looks up to Will Smith. So Tommy in his head says, well, Will Smith smacked Chris Rock. I'm going to go smack the teacher and feel justified because his role model chose violence. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like a domino effect. What he did. I mean, do you know how many parents and how many actual role models are going to have to backpedal now? Because the kid, you know how kids are. Violence never solves anything. Well, Will Smith did it. Will Smith acted poorly. Will Smith he apologized for bad behavior. A lot of damage control has to be done. Yeah, and it was definitely a trigger point. It was a trigger point. And could you imagine the conversation? Could you imagine how awkward? It didn't seem awkward because I seen some of the parties and Will Smith was dancing like nothing happened. But when they were alone together, when it was Will and Jada, like I even noticed the body language. Watch when he gets the award. Watch when he gets the award. Let's go take a look. Let's go take that, not that one. I gotta show you this one. Wait, you can't even see it because I didn't fix the camera. But let me fix it here. I'll put this over here. Oh, bear with me now. Bear with me, y'all. You still with me? I think this should do it. Okay, we get rid of that. And boom. This is Will Smith's apology.
First, I want to apologize to Chris. Chris, my slap would have been harder if I had my balls with me. Jada had them in her purse. Second, I quit the academy because of my inexcusable behavior. But worse than that, I'll never see another goodie bag again. and it had a free coupon for a Popeye chicken sandwich. I want to apologize.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Smith. I want to show when he accepts the award. There was something I wanted to show you. Wins Best Oscar, Best Actor. It's the best Oscar. Let's just go to the video. Okay, accepts the Best Actor. Wait, I want to show.
And the
you.
Oscar goes.
Oh, here we go. There, look at him. Whoops. Sorry. Okay, this is what I wanted to focus on right here. He leans his forehead against Jada's forehead. You see what I'm saying? They're leaning forehead to forehead. Now, he's talking. He's making a kissy lip, but he didn't kiss her. Not at first. He leans his head and they're saying something like, see? Now, she leaned forward and had to get a kiss out of him. See? So, okay, why did I bring that up? Well, I'll tell you why I brought that up. Because I damn well wanted to. It's my show. No, because, and look at the face on these other guys that didn't win. Look at poor Andrew Garfield. Javier's happy. He doesn't care. Benedict Cumberbatch, he's a Brit. He doesn't. He got a BAFTA probably. Denzel, where's Denzel? He fell out of his chair. And oh yeah, don't get me started on Denzel and Tyler Perry, because I got to take them to task too. And I will. I would take them to task. You know why I'll take them to task? Because that's the kind of guy I am. Let me fix this here. Let me fix my... I'll leave my hair out of it. Okay. I will take my... Okay, a couple of points. I mentioned that it didn't look too affectionate, but I thought about, like, what kind of conversation are they going to have, Will and Jada, about, you shouldn't have slapped him, Will. Oh, yeah, I know, but I got so mad. Yeah, but you shouldn't have slapped him. You made me look bad. Because if Jada's smart, I mean, think about it. Okay, her hair is short. Passing joke would have been forgotten by the first commercial if he hadn't reacted the way he did. By reacting the way he did, he opened up a whole Pandora's box of everything about alopecia, about Jada's bald head. The focus was Jada. I even saw at one point on Twitter, it was trending, Jada's bald head. See what I'm saying? Like, you don't want somebody to pay attention to something. Now all of a sudden the entire world is focused on it. And it would have just gone away had he not gone up and struck Chris Rock in the face. All right. I want to finish up too. I also want to, Denzel Washington and Tyler Perry. In between, there's a video of between shooting, like after Will slapped him, that Tyler Perry and Denzel were like mother hens. They were like hugging Will, and there, oh, the nasty comedian upset you. To me, it was coddling. And I mean, I understand, but they're not his parents, and he's not a child. He's a 53-year-old man. 53-year-old, top of the world, $350 million in the bank, supposedly mature, role model, chosen by God to lead his people. I'll finish up by saying Will Smith's got a lot of issues. You know, I feel bad for him, but the man has issues. And one of them is a weak man being with a manipulative woman, a manipulative and disloyal. Because Jada is disloyal. She a hoochie. Okay? I'll say it to her face. You a hoochie. She's pretty. She knows she's pretty. And she would not hesitate to get it on with another man. You know. And it's a character reflection. And then you say, well, that's their business. Well, no, it's not. You have no private business when you're in the business of show. When you're in show business, because when you're in show business, people see, oh, look who's here.
Hello, come here, you come here. This is my baby right here.
She came to tell me I gotta go eat. All right. These are my fluffkins. I had the door shut, so she barged in. She kicked the door open, told me, you can't have a show. She controls me. I'm a beta male to my alpha female cat. No, but I do have to end the show because you love cats. Good. Me too. I love them. Well, that one particularly, you know, I love her. I'll tell you why, because they're so independent. Because she's just not having any of it. She tells me when she wants to be pet. She tells me when she wants to be fed. And that's that. Pretty much any other time, she won't do tricks. The only tricks I could get her to do is if I dangle a string. But now we've gotten off topic. I titled the show Will Smith's Misguided Sense of Chivalry. And I do want to touch on that. The whole idea of chivalry. Chivalry is dead. And rightfully so. No. Okay, common decency is not dead. But chivalry, from this whole, you know, Walter Raleigh era, when there's a story about some noblewoman was walking by a puddle, and Sir Walter Raleigh pulled his jacket off and threw it over the puddle so that her dainty foot wouldn't get wet. That's like, you're crazy? A $1,000 jacket I'm going to put in a puddle? No. If he was a real man, he would have picked her up, carry her over the puddle. But this whole chivalry, like, I must fight for her honor. No, you don't have to fight. If Chris Rock had run off stage and and started feeling up Jada Pinkett, you know, hey, Jada, I love you, and started trying to hump on her, yes, Will Smith would have been justified in pulling Chris Rock off and, you know, giving him a throttle. Chris didn't do that. And you know, and I want to address these women and men. There's some men, or they call themselves men anyway, that said, "Oh, but he hurt her feelings. He insulted us." No. Sticks and stones can break my bones. Names will never hurt me. Yes, her feelings might be hurt, but they were, like I said, it would have been forgotten by the time commercial rolled around. Okay, and this whole chivalry, like you have to fight for the weak women. Women don't want that. Take a look at the feminazis, and you know they don't want, because it's condescending when you think about it. You're the weaker sex, you're weaker, and now it's so mixed up because now there are women that want to be men. There are men that want to be women. There are men that want to be women on weekends. Women that want to be men with womanly traits. There's a great line in Ted, I think it is, where he says, I'm looking at what do they call it? I got to say it right. He says, I'm looking at chicks with dicks. This is X-rated now. I'm looking at chicks with dicks. He says, there are no chicks with dicks. There's guys with tits. Okay, but and maybe that's what Will Smith is into. Maybe. You know, maybe you're right. Maybe he's a homosexual and and Jada is a beard. You know, and that's fine. But don't bring your baggage to an Oscar ceremony. And don't ruin it for everyone else that's there. Because look, it's Hollywood, okay? Whatever freaky behavior, there's probably an example of it, like sitting next to you, behind you, running the show, on the show. There goes that's my signal to stop the show, because my wife's cooking and off goes the alarm. So there you have it. Most shocking, more than the slap, is that nobody came to console Chris. I agree, but I don't know that nobody came to console Chris, because we really, after he gave the award, I think he did the professional thing. I don't think he wanted consolation. I don't think, I think that would have drawn more attention to it. He was the consummate professional. He got in, he gave the award, he got off stage. What he did behind stage, backstage, I don't know. And I'm sure people backstage, well, the producer, the black guy, I forgot his name, but he said that he spoke to Chris and said, "Are you okay?" And then he said, "The police want to speak to you." So I think the producer probably tried to, and maybe Wanda Sykes, because she said, well, she saw him at a party and he came and apologized. But anyway, it's been great getting this discussion going. Thank you for coming, folks. And thank you all the way from France. I would say Vive la France over there. You know what I found the most shocking, more than the slap? Yeah, I just addressed that. But yeah, I'm going to end the show now because I have to go eat and get on with my real life. But keep that in mind. Keep all these points in mind. If you enjoyed the show, share it with your friends. Subscribe to my channel. I'll try to do other shows on other topical subjects. And I'll even try to be more technically savvy so that I too can raise money like El Guapo. I don't know if there's a donation thing. I think I have to install it, or maybe I get it after 4,000 views. I don't know what the heck. I'm not begging for money. I'm just saying it would be nice, because then I could be Will Smith and have... No, I'm just being silly. So, yeah. Well, God bless in America. Oh, thanks a lot. Well, that's then... Big shout out to Zap Peak for subscribing, and for you other guys and gals who've stopped in. And just remember, I'll finish up with this thought. Violence doesn't solve anything, okay? Physically attacking someone, it doesn't change their mind. There's too much fear-based everything. Religion is fear-based. Russia invading the Ukraine. Putin is saying that they're supposed to be afraid of me. Bombs, guns. There's so much violence, and it's wrong. It's really wrong, man. It's supposed to be pursuit of happiness, and for all human beings should be treated with dignity, and given the benefit of a doubt, unless their behavior merits otherwise. I would say if Will Smith is watching this, because I think he is, I think he's lurking, I sense his presence, get yourself some help, dude. Get yourself, and, you and Jada, you want to do your little freaky thing, that's okay. You know, whatever characters and players you have, but you've got definite issues about just how to conduct yourself, about respect, and about how to command respect. A real man doesn't need to hit another man to command respect. A real man is respected because of what he knows he is within. You know, the solid foundation of his own beliefs and his own existence. Okay, so thanks a lot for coming, everybody. My name is Gregory Leoe. Check out my songs on Spotify. I'm a singer-songwriter. Maybe next time I'll play some songs or something. But it's been a real pleasure, and I had a lot of fun. So have a great rest of your weekend, and spread love. Spread love, okay? Love is the best. There you go. Bye.